Imagine yourself living outside. It's cold. You have no money. You have no food. You're hungry. No place to lay your head at night. So what do? You're homeless. You resort to a life of crime. Because heck, you could go to jail and there's a place for you to stay for the night. In this country, we have a homeless problem. And it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger every year. Now, in this speech, I'm going to propose an idea that most likely will solve the problem and save the state money at the same time. Josh Hingens is the Director of Clinical Services at Kansas City Veterans Community Project. On TED Talk, he's one of the leading experts in this, and he's one of the one that actually started a program and everybody else started following after his blueprints. He started this project to host homeless vets. And of course, the vets, we gotta look out for them. They risk their life when they go to war, so of course we're always gonna look out for them. But needless to say, he started a program, and he discovered for each tiny house that he had built, it only cost $10,000. Now, if the state steps in and they try to pay to get rid of the homeless problem, they spend way more than that per person. So if the state would follow his blueprints, they could actually build a community in land that they can't sell, so it's already there. And they will literally save more money, which can go to other things to help our children, better roads, instead of spending it on a homeless problem that we cannot stop. It's a vicious cycle. Many other states have begun to adapt to this too. Your Los Angeles, Chicago, Georgia, bigger states, bigger cities are starting this too. And they discovered one thing. They discovered these houses actually give these homeless people pride. I have watched many of these videos and many stories of people talking about what it does for them to actually have a home. And it made me cry. Because it's sad to see a grown person in their 40s who never had nothing for themselves, and now they finally get something. But I'm not going to go too deep into that. I'm going to go more into the persuasive side, because for the audience, you need to see why we need this. So when they build these little communities, I will take Houston, Texas, for instance. They build these little communities, and it actually brought the crime rate down. These people actually, when they had a home to stay in, wound up getting a job because they had to pay the bare minimum to live there. Now imagine that. They went from being subsidies of the state to now paying taxes. Right there alone saves money. But, of course, there's always naysayers. There's always a community that does not want it. Even in our own backyard in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there is people that you could talk to, and they're like, I don't want them nowhere near where I live. And I think to myself, these are our fallen brothers and sisters of our community. Why do you deserve to live in a house and they don't, just because they had hard times? Needless to say, instead, next time you see a homeless person, but I digress. This solution to this problem can be fixed by just building a community of tiny houses. Even in Detroit, where there's a big row of abandoned houses, they could clear those down and build 2 blocks of tiny houses, which could equal 30 houses. They even have a program in Chicago where you get the house and they take all the money you spend to them and they put it back to the state. And after 7 years, you get to own that property. From nothing to something. But I just want to remind you as the audience, next time you see a homeless person and you turn your head, I want you to imagine what it's like to mom in their shoes. And with COVID-19, this pandemic going on, many people lost their jobs. They can wind up homeless too. You can wind up homeless too. Be kind. Thank you.